Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all. I would like you to subscribe to my channel and press the bell so you will get the next updated video. Today, after sit down and looking into the crash of the helicopters and some of the comments of some of the citizens, the concerned citizens of the country, I must congratulate them to be bold enough to bring it out to the public awareness. But we cannot blame a government who take over, as they call themselves, the next administration for the past administration mistake. But we must learn to correct whatever it is and do not make it happen again. Guyana, Georgetown, Guyana, not British. It's a country full of mystery and great history. Friends, why am I saying that to you? It's plain and simple. As a little boy growing up in Guyana, I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot, but what I'm seeing was much more important than what I heard. Our nation begins with blood, killing, and tears. And it continues running like that. And it may end up like that. One have to ask the great question. Why? We cannot blame the modern generation that born after the 1960s for the crime that was committed in the 60s. And we must not make excuse for the crime that was committed, whether it was done by Muslim, Hindus, Christian, Catholic, Buddhists, the Jehovah's Witness, or any, much less Indian, blacks, Chinese, or Portuguese. Because it happens. Making excuse to cover a crime, it is just that you're aiding and abetting in the crime. Why I named this program so today? I must show you the mystery. It begins with killing innocent people, looting, burning, fighting. And it went on under the Burnham government, where racism take the road at any second, any moment. All other races suffer under the Burnham administration. Many Indian women was raped, many children, men was killed. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not crimes that we must cover and pretend it didn't happen. Because the God that you call upon is a great God. Sometimes he sends the pain back where it belongs. But what amazed me, the people were lack of educational standard on the political scene. There was lack of knowledge to understand what takes place and who are the children. Portuguese arrive in Guyana, Chinese as cheap laborers, they say. Indian cheap labor, they call them coolie. The blacks arrive as slaves. But I ask my black brothers and sisters of today, why are we have to be told about that when we had nothing to do with it? It happens, so we put it there only to make it don't happen again. I'm tired hearing the white man slave us, the white man this, the white man that. You, the black race, are you willing to give up your three-piece suit? Your shoes, your socks, your ties, your guitar, your saxophone, your drum set, your pilot license, your driver's license to return back 100 years ago or 200 years ago in Mother Africa? Of course not. And we cannot blame the European for bringing you out, your ancestors out, because they did not kidnap them. It was their ancestors' generation who sold the family out to the Europeans. Think of this. If you have never seen a different species of a human being, you will be afraid. As much as they will be afraid. You will try to protect yourself from being attacked. As much as the other side will carry an attack because they don't know what you're going to do with them. But yes, it was crucial. Yes, it was bad times and what happened. But who benefit from it today? The whole Caribbean. You have the languages that you're speaking that was ruled by the colonial master at the time. It's amazing to know that you, speaking about slavery, inherit the supplement from your ancestors in a proper standard where you are better off, but you turn back and do the same to other nations in the present 21st century. In Guyana, and I think Jamaica too, after I heard so many nonsense about coolie people and black people of Jamaica. The whole Caribbean, they belong to a native Indian called the Arawaks and many others. Are they today there? Are they ruling their country? I don't hear the Amerindians and everybody talk about that. Only you, the black race, the white man slavers, the white man this, the white man that. But you love God. I want you all to actually go down on your knees and ask you why he allowed them to enslave his prophet. He named God. None of we see him. We believe in Jesus. We believe in the teaching of Moses, an eye for an eye. We believe in Muhammad, messenger, the last one, for so many hundred years. And God is sending another one in the 24th century. It's not he didn't, we killed them. We destroyed their family. But we still look up into the sky. Just look around us. We are the creation of the Almighty God. There is no such thing as a white man, a black man, a brown man, and a yellow man. They are man. He who said it, I make man into my own image and likeness. The blacks in Africa had tribal affair. The Indian had a caste system where the hierarchy, the educated and the rich, exploited them, prostitute them, enslaved them, until they rent them to the British and Alexander the Great, who first brought hundreds of thousands of them out of India into Greece, passing through all over Italy, and they're dropping off as he was conquering. Friends, we are looking back too deep but cannot look forward to correct our mistake. We did not feel the pain of the ancestors, but you, the black man, always with this slave talk, when your ancestors was a part of it also. And who are the Arab? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his people were enslaving the people. Why am I saying Chinese were enslaved in their own? Europeans were slaves in their own. They used to cut off the head of the kings and queens. Friends, it's England free by a woman during the war of the Romans. Somebody wrote on the comment that black woman also in Guyana was having sex to hold a job. Well, friend, if you rule by your black brothers and they force you to have sex, you would have get justice before any other race if you had reported and didn't accept it, but you were hungry. So you put up to the needs. And I feel your pain. But what happened to the Indian, it had to be because they were suffering. What you, the blacks, not all, done to the Indian, you lucky was them and not the Jewish race called the Zionists. You should be lucky that America and England take them to the Palestinian country. If you didn't do that to them, I don't think you would have got one thing left. Black. Even though I got your blood in me, I got plenty family. We must accept the mistake before we can start to make a correction. We must learn to look back into that to see where it happened, why it happened, and why we must not do it to others. You, the blacks out of Africa, still living with a chip on your shoulder but racism. And you turn back and exploit your women, inbreed them and call them child mother. An uneducated woman who need a man or a husband still call you child father. I could document how many dogs we mind and who are the breeding force as the pups from the father to the mother. But going back from the 60s and even maybe now, many women can identify who are the baby father, even in the Great America, unless you go to DNA, and who knows if it is right. It's not contaminated. So why I'm telling you all of this, it's time for me to draw the line and look forward. This have nothing to do with black and white, yellow and brown, or Chinese or Indian. It have to do with we, the human race of today. Can we go back into the days of Egypt of the Pharaoh, Nebuchadnezzar? Can we go back into the days of the Maharajas in India, with the Mahabharat war, or in China, or in Europe? No. We only read about it. But every human bleed blood and have feeling. Today, with all that happens, go and look at the houses some of you got. Compare with your brothers and sisters in Africa. Look at the car you drive to compare with them in Africa. Don't even have slippers or shoes. And how they live. Every nation suffer some way or the other. The Irish were slaves. The Irish came to the America. I never hear one day who born here say, we are Irish. Are we from here and we were slaves? Only you, the black man out of Africa, with this slave string holding you back. The Indian was slave too. And you all should lucky that the British brought them and paid, and that is when freedom began. And look at how we are very ungrateful, even in the great United States of America. Abraham Lincoln freed the slave, a Republican, the man whose symbol is the elephant. But we end up voting for the Democrat with the symbol of a jackass. You can take it how you like it. Between the two animals, one have a higher standard. And one was the first transportation for human with the camel. My friends, I am not a historian, but I'm a part of the history. I have witnessed a lot, but there are a lot of decent, honorable black people. And a lot of decent, honorable Indians. I rather deal with one who spoke about race and can have a dialogue, and we both come up breaking bread, drinking coffee, or a glass of liquor or wine. Then speak with some Indian who talking about other things, but very corrupt, vindictive, spiteful, jealousful. And they will do anything because they feel they're better than one another. If lions are killing each other, what is the uses of a tiger to the lion? Nothing. If a tiger is killing sheep, what is the uses of a rabbit to a tiger? Nothing. Why am I saying? Every nation was a slave sometime or the other. And even though to the 21st century, slavery exists in India and Africa, but in different terminology. I send my condolence out to what's happening in the Palestinian country called Israel. I have looked at many videos and news where many Jewish people, rabbi, is condemning what the Prime Minister Netanyahu is doing to those people in Israel. I condemn anyone who occupy a man's country and driving him off of it and slaughtering them with an excuse of a few deaths. I look at Hillary Clinton on the news where she spoke about Hamas. But she forgot that the month before, the Jews went into the mosque and killed the people in the mosque. But it seems like those life does not matter. One says salam, the other one says salam, and the whole effing world is in an alarm because of salam and salam. I do not see nobody come together to stand up for the white man, for the black race that's suffering in the African continent the way they're standing up with Israel. I do not see they come together and stand up for the Arabs in the Arab continent the way they're standing up for Israel. Friends, I just want to make this playing field straight. We are all human. Whether you call yourself a Muslim because you're slim, you ain't fat, or a Hindu, or a Buddha, or a Christian, or whatever, it's only religion. But where there is wrong, we must identify it, condemn it. And where there is right, we must unite and make it better so human civilization can go a step forward. Today in Georgetown, Guyana, a nation full of mystery, under the Burnham government, too many wrong things happen, not right. Under the Cherry Jagan government, well, he died early because he lied to the nation. When he was asked by the son of the late Walter Rodney, when he's going to open up the case back to see about his father's death, and Jagan said to him, quote unquote, what do you expect to gain from that? Here is Judas that killed Jesus. He couldn't bear to hang himself, but you could lie to man, you cannot lie to God. Where's Pat Rodney? Where's Bonita Harris? Diane? Karen D'Souza? Today, all of them have passed on in life. Who are alive, God bless them. Black people was fighting Burnham. Indian only talk, but hide. But you all want everything in a plate, and you turn back and cut the hands that give it to you. So between the two of you, children of slaves, grandchildren, and children of cheap labor, get your act together. Some people say the way I speak is some racial. But if I talk about what the tiger was doing, and what the lion was doing, does that mean that I don't love the animals? But I cannot condemn the young ones for the old fool's way of thinking and the crime that was committed. I got all the race in me. I'm not a racist. I, George Correa, shot my effing brother. I was young. He pulled a knife on me, and he refused to put it on and shoot him in his foot. If I hadn't had the knowledge that I have today, I would have blown his head off, because it's a disease to the family. All right? I, George Correa, my mother, very good woman to many people, never closed the door on her enemy, disrespect an Amerindian woman in my house in America. She was warned over and over by me, mother, stop it. You're accusing this woman. My mother went too far, she wouldn't stop. I throw a cup of hot tea in her face, and that caused her to stop immediately. Now you might say, oh my God, look what you do to your mother. I'm a human, friend. What I don't like for myself, I don't like for you. All right? I'll tell you a story about a man by the name of Mr. Muhammad, an African. We worked together at a place many years. It was the month of Ramadan. He collects a lot of donuts, and he was sharing to the security and the workers, and I was around. And he offered me. And I said to him, no man, thank you, brother. Give it to somebody else. That could have been the Monday or the Tuesday. I went back there the following day or 2 days after, and I stand up talking to the people. He came again, and he was sharing again. So he skips me and went on sharing, and I stopped him just for fun. Mohammed, excuse me, why you skip me without offering me? He laughed. Oh, you don't need this, you got plenty money. You don't want it. I said, not because you offer me Monday and I reject it. That does not mean I would not need it on Tuesday. It so happens we have to learn these things. Does a farmer need rain every day? His crop will suffer. Does a fisherman need the rain every day? He will catch the lowest class of fishes. Does the cane field or the rice field need rain every day? You will drown the rice and the farm. Friends, we judge people according to how we feel they react. Nobody is better than another, whether you're rich or you're poor. Do you know how many rich men and women today have liver, lungs, kidney, and heart of poor people who died that donated in the hospital to give to their people as donors? But I never heard a rich man give a kidney to a poor man, much less half ounce of blood. So what I'm trying to tell you here, friend, we may have misunderstanding amongst our own, whether you're white, black, brown, or yellow, but it's only misunderstanding because we could not have understand each other. But at the same time, it doesn't mean we must hurt each other, kill each other, humiliate each other. We make mistakes. When you use the bathroom to take, and I give you straight, to take a shit, when the shit that comes out of your ass smells so stink, did you cut your ass and throw it away and flush it? No, you wipe it or wash it, isn't it? We are human. I give you straight. I'm not the professor in the university. Sometimes a little misunderstanding open our eyes to bigger things ahead and maybe save us from getting into catastrophe. Under the Barrack regime, we have seen how many people was murdered. If I remember right, or during Barnum time when Hyde was hanging them. But under the Barrack regime, many people are saying he should have been locked up, should have been in jail. It's alleged, because I wasn't there. Because Guyanese have stories to tell. Y'all should have write storybooks. We would have been famous. We are famous for pickpocket, carrying jewel to Trinidad, Barbados, selling when it's not pure gold. We are famous for choke and rob, as the joke mode that Burnham and Jagan was in a plane coming into Guyana from England. And the story said something, how do you know you arrived in Guyana? Burnham said, if you stretch your hand out with your watch and the watch disappear, you're in Guyana. Teddy said, if you stretch your hand out and you get a glass with little liquor, you're in Guyana. Thieves and rum suckers. That's what the two leaders said. Whether it mean it or not, it was a joke. Today we live to see what's happening. Guyanese leave their property, living in Canada, America, and elsewhere. You Indian, you don't like the Americans. You don't like the Portuguese, but if it was not for the Portuguese, all of you would have been killed. Digar was the only man that made every race a shareholder of his company. What did Jagan give to y'all, or Burnham? Misery, hunger, starvation, and racism, corruption. The whole courthouse is corrupt. The police force is corrupt. So what are you telling me? And you are the great-grandchildren of slavery and cheap labor. You are running a country that don't belong to you. And Burnham have taken away a lot of land from the Amerindian on the same border place where Venezuela is claiming today. Nobody say nothing. Friends, y'all may not like it, but before you stand up and speak to condemn your neighbors or others, take that shit out of your face first before you tell the next man that his face has failed. Believe what I'm telling you here. We, the generation of today, should not even get involved in that. Every guy needs deserve to have land, money to build their house, and given a salary every week or every month, and be united to defend Guyana under this blue sky and open up the door to the less fortunate around the world, starting from Africa, starting from India, because that is the two populations, one of slave and cheap labor, same bullshit in one way or the other. But instead of y'all do that, You blacks said you are not doing it because it's the black people in Africa sold your ancestor. They are your family. All of them, did they sell your family? They did not. It is a few. So what I'm trying to tell you, this time we need a national front government. We don't need Indian to rule us. No, we don't need black. We need to put the native of the country to be the head, administrate by the rest. And open up the door to Guyana, to the rest of the world. All who's suffering around the world to take care of their family, talk to the UN, talk to the international community, and bring them in Guyana, but make your law. We must not tolerate a religious conflict, a racial conflict, and division of people. Anyone come with that, or Indian life matters, white life matters, Chinese life matters, black life matters, you better come with a symbol, all effing life matters, or you keep that one life matters out of that country. It was historian who caused this problem. Think of it. No government minister, your politician, worldwide, they don't pay tax. Because all of you running, taking picture with them, shaking hand with them like if they're God, Jesus, or Muhammad. You all cause it. You like the Jehovah's Witness, don't vote for these idiots, these hypocrites. I'm not saying you don't have good one, but I'm telling you here today, the world changes. All judge, magistrate, police, politician who got hands of locking up a little black boy or girl or Indian or other race, no matter where you run, we shall find you and bring you back. You wouldn't like the consequences. Trust me. Many people said to me, Brother George, leave it to God. Vengeance is God, said God. And I want that same people and y'all to ask God when you meet him. Lucifer was in heaven with him. His name was Lucifer, the most trusted angel, loved by God Almighty, if the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah is right. And God threw that bloody bastard down with his angels because he was fighting to dominate. Now if God is God, could throw him down and they're forever and ever, now that we see them. Why the hell I who got 50 years, 70 years, 80 years before I get old and walk loony, leave you who kicking my ass to him, I'm going to get rid of you. Fair talk. And if I don't get your family. If you kill the head of a house, you might as well kill out the whole family. What are you going to leave them to do? Suffer? Thief? Pick fair? Come on. And you lawmakers that make laws, those who smoking marijuana, you're locking them up, and y'all are the one who's smoking it. Those who use coke, you're jailing them, and y'all are the one who involved in it. Worldwide, the biggest criminal is a politician. So who is right and who is wrong? I know y'all don't like it. Today, let me send my condolences out to Israel, the Palestinians, and the world at large. Africa all about where there is unnecessary war. People killing people because of religion, language, and land. Let it be known to all bodies. This land will absorb all of us, and another generation replenish it. There is no such thing as Guyana, Venezuela, America, and Canada is the world, the earth and the heaven. We put name to things. And from the United States to Alaska, right the way through, is people who occupy land don't belong to none of us. But we who born in it today can go to Africa, India, China, and Europe and claim identity, since knowing the Spanish, the Dutch, the British, the French, and others have given up these lands that they had conquered many years ago to the great-grandchildren of slaves and cheap laborers, and went back to Europe. And we turn back and treat our people worse. So what are you talking? So my friends, let me also give my condolence to the family and friends for the 5 men who lost their life in the helicopters. Some comments stated the present government was not spending money on those things. And they're right. But the previous one too didn't do it. They're all thieves in many ways. I know y'all don't like it. But Guyana is a land of mystery and history. Many children lost their life in Madhya. An Amerindian was accused for it, a young woman in our own country. Jail. Taken away by Indians who is in government and black police. Think of it. And also, many things happen to a lot of decent young blacks and Indians like yourself. Because soon you speak out against the corruption, you become victimized. But they ain't got nobody worse in Guyana than you Indians who are fighting for land. Ask Mohanlal if he can go and put a wall next to the Venezuelan border. Ask Mr. Ali if he can go, and I'm not talking with your president, Ahmad Ali, Shatraj Ali, Bibi Ali, and Yassin Ali, who died and gone. Thief. Let them go put a wall by the Venezuelan border. Let Maduro, Nicolas Maduro, blow their bloody head off. So what are you talking? Indians love to fight for land and money. So when y'all are talking about Maduro is wrong, you're right. But are you right? You're wrong too. And you have a country that doesn't belong to you, and you treat the indigenous people so dangerously, and you talking about humanity, you effing hypocrites. Every crime you all have committed against us, we have name, eh? We have everything. But we are so thick that y'all only know a few of us. Y'all don't know the rest. And let me know to you, my first cousin was the first president of Guyana, Arthur Chum. And they use him and they give it back to Burnham under pressure. All right? So only they told you why Guyana did not open up the door under Burnham and Hoyt and even David Granger to the African continent or the Caribbean. It's black people like himself. They need place. The country is rich. Why did the Indian didn't do that to the Indian? You know why? Two thieves don't trust each other. So Indians don't trust each other. Okay? So there is two diseases which need to be healed, and we are looking for the cure. In the crash of the helicopter, I still have a few questions to ask the two survivors, and I'm very happy that they survived. Because in my travel in the Atlantic Ocean and Pacific, I was also on a ship blazed with fire. Not one hair was scarred, but I was on the ocean. Life boat, life jacket. But I know if you throw a dog off of a building, it's going to break up to pieces. Depends how high. I have known a plane will drop. You might have a survivor but breaking bones. I want to know, and I believe in God, don't get me wrong, God could do mystery. But I want to know what God, my two brothers who survived it without a scratch, saw. That might be the right God. Because I do know miracle happen. Like the poor woman who killed her daughter because it's said that the stepfather was having sex with her. Who know her state of mind when she killed her daughter? When they claim the man lashed the woman, daughter, and that is what caused it, but the mother is an accomplice because she fell in love with the man. And he went to the Caribbean court and he was free and she get jail. Where is justice, President Ali? Then miraculously, you all open up the jail and release her after a number of years. And after 2 or 3 weeks, when she feels freedom and public outcry, you all arrest her back and lock her up. Can you put back a 6-month baby in the womb of a mother who born premature and keep it in there till 9 months? You hypocrites. That's what you all are. She didn't break the jail and walk out. I don't care who make the mistake, she should be free. So many Guyanese living in Venezuela and America are saying to me, Karaya, shut your big mouth. Let the Venezuelan take the whole country. Because I got it right there. That's how I talk, right? I'm giving it to you. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not right. It's an Amerindian country. And the blacks who born there, the Indian who born there, and the other race is not responsible. But a lot of them are involved in the theft and corruption. So many people see Venezuela to be a rescue in one sense or the other. Because if you got a PNC party and a PPP, you will always hear, you got the coolie rule in you, you got the black rule in you. When will we find a true sense of a Guyanese to rule the country without humiliating each other but race? What is black and what is brown or white? They got some Indian more black than black people, my friend. My grandfather was a Madras. He was so black, you had to turn on 12 light to see him. It may sound like joke to you. So y'all come up with this bullshit, man. Y'all are holding back the nation. But who's in the military? All the black police got to stand up by the border to represent Guyana, from slavery to cavalry. What a nonsense am I hearing? Where's the national service? The people militia? Arm every citizen, Mr. Ali. Give them grenades and guns to defend them. So if they notice any invasion, they could fight back. But y'all won't do that. Because y'all might be the first they're going to turn the gun on. Because y'all are corrupt. I'm not saying you don't have decent ones. I get to understand the national insurance. Some minister thief millions and still in government. But a little black boy gets accused of pickpocket and the police shoot him down. 2 of them was killed, accused for robbing some place who exchanging money. When they got the camera see them, they could have arrested them later, they kill them. Why? And the biggest thieves are in parliament and the courthouse. Every crime you all commit against innocent people. No matter how old you old. And I call on Canada and America and the rest of the world not to allow none of you to enter their country on political asylum. And deny visa for all Guyana ministers until we could come together under one umbrella and open up the door to the rest of the world. All right? That oil belongs to every Guyanese, black, Indian, and thing. And everyone deserves a house and money every month. And open up the door to people. And remember those who was with us in our time of needs. And America gets what America wants. Also remember that. Maduro is playing with another sanction. And he's using the Venezuelan people. Okay? All the referendum he gave was just like what Burnham have done. Have the people voting from different areas by threats. Friends, politicians, be careful with them. They come like gods and angels to hug you and later push the finger in your ass. That is what they're doing. I'm not saying you don't have good ones, but we kill them. We insult them. And in every race, there's good and there is bad. All right? So with the help of all of us, let's unite, save Guyana for the future, and open up the door to all other nations around the world. And if Mr. Ali, sorry sir, Mr. President, I heard you're going to have a meeting in the Caribbean with Ralph Gonzalez. Well, for a little Caribbean island, I have nothing against it. It's wonderful. But remember that Venezuela helping that island with oil and money. Why you don't wait on the Caribbean court and the UN who already make judgment? If your man can settle the case out of court, it's better than go to the court. You understand? So if you already have decision from the UN, you already got decision from the Caribbean court, why you need to go sideways like Judas to talk to one man to see what peace he can make when he's financed by Venezuela? Nicolas Maduro treat his people like they got to run all over the place. Open the bloody border to the Venezuelans and arm them to fight back against him. You illiterate bastards ain't got no sense, but you want to be leaders. Take them, give them land, the same way Hugo Chavez done. The Venezuelan people are not your enemy. We are our own enemy because of greed, vindictiveness, corruption. And Guyana is not India and not Africa. We are the descendant of all of them. So we should unite and bring them to enjoy it, and don't blame the modern generation for 100 years of ignorance. Okay? Somebody also say in my page that Spain is white people. Now let me educate you, friend. The Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. And to be honest, they were black people. And you know black men love the crutch. So more Spanish mixed like you and me. So don't go and flounder your mouth if you don't know anything. The world is a cosmopolitan. France, 700 years. So my friends, I am not insulting you, I'm educating you. Let's unite and make this world better. Open the door to the United States. Give them some land around the border. Give more American business the opportunity. But they must come fair, no racism. It must be an equal playing field for our fellow brothers and sisters, whether they are Japanese, Chinese, Koreanese, Indianese, because we are all going to live in Guyana as Guyanese. So please, and don't worry Nicolas Maduro. They say he's the son of Colombia. Look how many Venezuelans are running for their life. They're being raped and killed and exploited. Even in Guyana, an Indian bastard stripped a young couple naked, and you put him in jail, in court, $200,000 bail. I would have put him to the seawall and execute his ass. Let me tell you all something. Thank God we all just have to die. So from now, my friend, I urge all of you in the name of God, Allah, and Bhagwan. Let's unite. All right? But we have some great people in Guyana, men like Mohanlal who could build a fence. Men like Ali who could put a wall, and many more who are robbing their own family in Canada and America, who got house in Essequibo, Burmese, and elsewhere. All right? Let's unite. Open up the door and tell the Venezuelans they are welcome in, because they themselves are suffering the way Guyanese was suffering under Burnham. Not right. And open up the prison, set everybody free, because David Ranger do it. Show love and mercy, Mr. Ali. For we are all victims due to the situation of the country. No young black man want to rob nobody to get a good job. No young woman want to prostitute if she get a good husband and get a good job. You politicians have caused it. You hypocrites. Y'all are worse than TB, cancer, and AIDS. There's no cure for y'all unless you go down on your knee and open up the door to the rest of the world, and let's change Guyana once and for all, so we can show our European counterpart. Out of slavery and cheap labor came great people with hospitality, not hostility. Okay? Let's unite, share love and respect with each other. And from there, I want to say to all my critics, I have nothing against you. If I offend you, I'm sorry. But Mr. Ali, some Guyanese was dividing Guyana a few years in Brooklyn when they want to take away Mackenzie and put a border. They should have been charged of treason, but that's another story. So if it happened in our own country with our own, expect it from our neighbors. Welcome every foreigners into Guyana. We need 35 to 40 million people. We don't have a million. Stop the bullshit, all you corrupt politicians. All right? Have a good day. May God be with all of you. Nothing personal. If I offend you, I'm sorry, but I'm now responsible for your education standard and wisdom. Peace, love, and affection. May we go forward. Unity can conquer anything, and love. Have a good day.